Welcome back, everybody. Erik Hines here, and on the line we have author Derek Thompson. He's the author of a book, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, I've Lost My Damn Mind, a Manic's Mood Chart. Hey, Derek, how's it going, buddy?
Doing really well. How you doing today, Eric?
I'm doing excellent, and for our listeners out there, give us an idea of what the book's about.
Sure. The book is actually a memoir. It's my attempt at a humorous memoir, if you can tell by the title. And it's actually about just my life the past few years, living with bipolar disorder type 1, and what I get into and what I've experienced, and just trying to live life with it. And it's a collection of that through mood charts. Now,
Derek, when you said you suffer from bipolar type 1 disorder, is there varying levels of bipolar disorder?
Yeah, there's basically 3. There's 1, 2, and then a cycling 1. The first one is usually the more severe, where the person suffers from extreme elevated levels of mood, which sometimes involves psychosis, and then you go through a severe depressed mood range as well. And then the type 2 is they don't have as nearly as big as of a up and down as the types 1, and then the cycles kind of go back and forth, and that is severe as well, and the level changes in the mood. Now,
I know for a lot of people, I have family members in my life that actually suffer from bipolar disorder, and so I'm familiar with kind of the way things happen in your lives. And I mean, when did you have indications that you might suffer from bipolar disorder?
Yeah, sure. I've kind of got a unique story on this. I grew up fine, no symptoms. I had no family history. Didn't even, really know what bipolar disorder was, other than just, commonly saying that among, my peers as we do. But then when I turned 27, it was about a couple weeks before 27, I had my first manic episode in Denver. And I had symptoms of psychosis with hallucinations and delusions, and required some hospitalization. And that's when I was first diagnosed, and that's when I first started living with it and trying to figure everything out.
Now, Derek, it sounds to me, with all this you've gone through, I mean, it sounds to me like you've kept a really upbeat kind of attitude about everything.
Yeah, that's the way I've kind of attacked it. The bipolar disorder, it makes a lot of changes in your lives, and it's going to knock you down. You just got to keep getting back up. And the one thing I kind of approach at is I'm going to try to have fun with it and laugh at it as much as possible, and not let that take that away from me. So that's kind of my mentality looking at it.
Well, and
hopefully that's reflected in. Oops.
Oh no, go ahead. What are you going to say?
I was going to say, hopefully that gets reflected in the book as well.
Well, Derek, and I think part of what you definitely would understand this, and for our listeners out there who have family members or loved ones that suffer from bipolar disorder, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of the biggest problems that people that suffer from bipolar disorder have is just coming to terms with the fact they actually have the disorder, that they have a disorder that's going to take medication and lifelong management. And for a lot of people, they don't want to accept those facts. I mean, did you kind of go through that as well?
Sure. It took me a solid year to come to terms with what I was dealing with, and then what I struggled with was, finding that medication that's right. And I think a lot of people out there struggle with that as well, is that we don't know a lot about the disorder in terms of how to treat it. We know, certain drugs such as lithium and Depakote and Abilify do have their perks for certain people, but it's kind of trial and error. So you have to go through the ups and downs of trying to find that right mix of medication, lifestyle, and doing all that. So sure, I think it's a learning curve, and, everyone just gets better and better the longer you go through it.
Well, and Derek, definitely kudos to you. To provide a book like this as an outreach to people who are suffering or know people who do suffer from bipolar disorder. And like I said, with the upbeat kind of attitude, it is refreshing, because I think that people are so used to the negative kind of stigma that goes along with the classification of bipolar that a lot of times they can't see the positive sides. That you did discover that something was going on, and that there is a way to kind of deal with it and to maybe not fix it, but definitely manage it in your lifestyle.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I held those stereotypes, those negative stigmas before bipolar disorder, and I've kind of once I was diagnosed, went out there looking for the books or the memoirs or the articles that talked about what life was like living with it. Couldn't find it in a way that was entertaining and engaged to me, so that's what I set out to write the book like, and hopefully that's reflective in the people who read it can enjoy that part of it.
Absolutely. Now, Derek, our good buddy told us that you're looking for a publisher to publish Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I'm assuming, just kind of based on just talking with you, there's a lot of people out there that could use a book like this, and definitely I could see a market for a book like this. What's the response been from people that have read it?
So far, I've got the great response off of it. Because like you said, it's kind of a refreshing voice and a different take on the bipolar disorder that, coming from a younger guy, I'm 30, and a humorous take on the disorder that no one's seen before. So I've got a great feedback on it. Like I said, now I'm just looking for an agent, publisher, possibly even self-publishing, just to get it out there and hopefully help as many people as I can.
Well, Derek, we're doing our part over here at CRN to help you out and try to get this published for you, man. I'm really excited to hear that you're out there doing this and helping people at the same time. The entertaining side, the humorous side of kind of what you've been through, for a lot of us out there who have suffered from bipolar or who have loved ones, it's definitely, it's a tough time, but like you said, there is somewhere over the rainbow, and hopefully we can help people get there. Now, Derek, for people that wanted to pick up the book, how can we get a hold of it now until we get the major publishing effort going?
Yeah, sure. Right now I've got a website getting ready to go. It's somewhereovertherainbow.com, and that should be up and running soon. And they could go there and get all the information about where they can pick it up and all the information on the agents and everything they need to know about the book. And I just wanted to say thanks real quick to you and CRN for giving me this time.
Hey, Derek, thanks so much for taking time to join us today, buddy. For our listeners out there, one more time, somewhereovertherainbow.com. Author is Derek Thompson. Reach out to him, and let's push this effort along and help Derek get these books on shelves. Hey, Derek, thanks so much for giving us a call today, buddy.
Yep, thank you. Have a good one.
We'll be back right after this.